G'day, it's Terry from The Hut. I'm here with Mac, who's a registered Clydesdale. At R.M.Williams, we're renowned for our plaiting with whips and belts and such, but today I'm going to show you another form of plaiting, and that's actually plaiting up a Clydesdale ready for the show ring. It's very traditional and it's worldwide. All heavy horses, no matter what breed, are actually plaited up in this manner. The only differences are between the sexes, where you've got a stallion who's plaited a little bit differently to a mare, to a gelding, and to a horse that goes in harness. I'm actually going to plait the wool down the top of the main line. I've got two pieces of mane here. I cross them over, so the mane is crossing over this way. Two pieces of mane. The wool crosses over the neck, as you see, like that. So the one closest to you over, and then the one away from you over the top. Again, pick up a piece of mane to anchor it onto the main line. So you just cross the main hair over, pinch it. When I say pinch, it's just holding it nice and taut. Try and roll your wool a little bit so it keeps it, you don't have any straggly ends popping up on it. Here we are, I've got this pattern now developing here, and you'll see the red, the green, the red, the green coming down. Keep it nice and neat, keep your hair nice and flat. And it's important that where you pick up your little strand of hair to anchor it is not too far away or too close to your crossover. Now the red and the green here, the vehicle that Mac works in is a red and green vehicle, so we keep that nice continuity of the colour and the presentation. You will see other horses in the show ring plaited quite differently. The hacks, they don't plait up with wool rolls, they'll plait their manes and then draw them in little knobs. You'll see that it shows in that, but you'll only see the heavy horses, the heavy harness horses plaited up in this manner. Here's his collar bed on the horse, so his collar will sit there. He has his own collar like the other horses, and it moulds to their shape, because it's very important that they're comfortable in their collar when they're working and when they're pulling. Okay, I'll take about 4 strands of the wool underneath and around, and I just hitch it off with a simple half hitch. Pull it nice and tight. Now that's got it all anchored there. Here is the 4-plait tassel. Now this is different to what I've done at the top. So I've split the red wool in half. Now split the green wool in half. So now I have the green wool split one side to the other. I'll leave my mane with the darkest colour wool, so it's hidden more. So now I'm doing this, it's basically a full round plait, but it's done differently like I do with leather, but this is because we're doing it with the wool. And in Australia and in England, it's very traditional. The wool is what you make your rolls out of. America, they tend to go for a fabric. So they plait just like this, but when they get to here, they tie it off and they just let this flow. So they don't actually have a plaited tassel. So I'd like to keep it very traditional. So this is the 4-plait down. So I'm plaiting that bit of mane that I carried over from up the top down in the green. Again, keeping it nice and tight as you go. And now I find if I just step down, it gives me makes it a bit easier as you're taking it down the plait. You can see the rolls. Your red line down there and your green down there. Again, twist your wool, keep it nice. So there's your 4-plait round tassel. And look, the length of it is up to you. What I'd like to do when you've got your collar and your hames on, I like to sit it there. It holds it nicely there and it flows from there. I think the most important thing about this is not to make it too short. It doesn't look right when it's too short. So when I get to here, this is when you can't leave your ends like that. They've got to be trimmed off nice and neatly. And no matter what you do, you'll always end it up with it uneven. So each time you're going to have to trim up a bit. Okay, to finish off the plait and the presentation for the mane, we put in these standards, and the number of standards will vary, but for Mac, who is a harness horse, we'll look at 5 standards for him. Now to measure it, I usually go by a hand width, 4 fingers there. You go 1, another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, these have got a little bit more bling, as you see, but still in the colours of the wool and the vehicle. All right, all the standards are in, and this finishes the plait for Mac, all ready for the show ring. Until next time, it's hooroo from the hut.